say we got two new exercise books now. My laptop will be a problem. I'll be fixing anyone we are starting school in July. And they are a young student, myself, Priscilla, and a new course review. It's course review, I am just like, yes, starting here, they are ahead. Send your bear because I afford you failures and to somebody has misplaced his or her phone. Phone or Abidibi or sending the impression of home. Abiana Aconia Benti, wedge our phone at baby. Abidibi, when we close, kindly see me for identification and collection. Thank you. Shall I please be upstanding? Patron sorry in our whilst we take an advice and the words of Nana Echamfo, Asafo, Wache, Ajimai, Bonsu, Asafone, and Otumfo Akwebe. Shall you please give a big round of applause whilst we welcome Nana.
I'm sure you will say, Montana say, man, why? The other one say, why need you more than
Right, Reverend Dr. Yusuf Ose, Chairman and Dean of Anglican Cathedral, Nana Akwa III, Akwa Krum Hine, as the Secretary of Pan-African ADL Board, Alhaji Ahmed Ibrahim Ouattara, Wangara Chief, Ashanti Region, Sheikh Tawfiq Imam Al-Sana, Reverend Cam Francis Sencherey, Headmaster, Kumasi Anglican Missionary School, Nananum, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the media. I deem it a great privilege and an honor at the highest level to be invited to this singular occasion. Beyond that, I'm highly elated as Asafohene Utumfuakomene, a member of the Santemai Traditional Council, the custodian of culture and traditions of Ashanti. Today is a special day, a day set aside to graduate and unveil a crop of men and women who have strenuously and passionately undertaken a year of apprenticeship, tutelage in law and order, and seasoned academicians, legal practitioners. These are the 14 personalities that you have witnessed this evening. 12 male, 2 female. And the latter, I'm referring to the female graduates. I shall commend them as the Ya Asantua of our generation. I also want to acknowledge that the graduates are coming from different professional backgrounds, as you heard. And they include administrators, police officers, lecturers, heads of institutions, professional teachers, and security personnel. It is interesting to note that the path and the studies these specialists have chosen in the vocation of alternative dispute resolution, which we cut short as ADR, used to be the preserve of our traditional chieftaincy and leadership institutions. This was the order until the advent of the colonial or the European invented traditions. the implant of foreign legal system on our soils, even though streamlined the practice to some extent, also clandestinely sought to overshadow our culture and traditions in the dispensation of justice to our people. After so many years of advocacy, the orthodox legal system has seen the light in our culture and has given us recognition to our traditional ways of settling disputes among ourselves. The introduction of the ADR concept is therefore a welcome home idea for us as traditional rulers. We in Ghana traditional societies believe in the familiar ways of our settlements of disputes in order to restore and harmonize the social order, but not to dispense verdict in a manner which in some cases antagonizes the system of justice. I do not imply that our graduates are going to do anything uniquely different from what the Orthodox courts do. On the contrary, the setting of the ADRs is expected to re-echo the spirit of justice, yet be very accommodating and flexible enough to debutants, and devoid of strict adherence to the technicalities of the Orthodox laws. In fact, they are trained and are equipped to understand and appreciate differences in opinion, gender, and status of our cultures as our culture demand. In this case, it is expected that the ethics of our traditions and culture will be part of guiding principles in the operation of the ADRs in their activities to bring satisfaction to those who seek equity. First and foremost, I will call on all traditional leaders and rulers, irrespective of their ethnic origins or affiliations, to see the men and women handling disputes at the ADR as their own. They shall not align themselves to any factions, be it religion, ethnicity, or occupation. They play the role of negotiators, intermediaries, and arbitrators who are charged with the primary objective of being peacemakers and diplomats in society. They will therefore need your sincerest cooperation when you appear before them. I may have to refer to all potential debutants who appear at ADRs for settlements to be guided by the acronym GHOST in their attitudes. That is, they must be gentle in their verbal and body language. They must be honest and sincere in their presentations. Organize their communication and ideas in orderly and coherent manner. They've got to be simple, yet short and clear language, devoid of unnecessary proverbs or modifiers. And they've got to be transformative in their utterances so as to change lives and make peace, but not inflame passion and emotions in the end. Credit to Reverend Kofi Edu-Mensah, an ADR panelist attached to the Abroad Local Court, the Central Region. I want to draw the attention of the judiciary to a new wave of courts and arbitration systems catching up with our media fraternity, radio, TV stations, press houses, and the internet. Issues of domestic, civil, social character are brought before panels that deliberate and give judgment. In most cases, impose unilateral compensations or sanctions on one party or another. The challenge here, Mr. Chair, is that sometimes the arbitrariness with which the panels pass their judgments, not missing out, the humiliating verbal attacks and insults against especially the party that fails to turn up or respond to invitation for settlement. Such attitudes and remarks often degenerate or demean human integrity. The language and verbal attacks sometimes smack of profanity and sexual overtones. I therefore want to note whether in limits of our current constitution and the principle of respect for human rights and dignity, such fora are permissible. On the other hand, are the panelists given the requisite training in disputes management? Are they sanctioned to operate or to undertake certain activities? If not, then I'm asking the Judicial Service, Media Commission, to step in to regularize their functions with the appropriate training to ensure decency and fairness in their activities. We must also note a word of caution to our grandmothers who are going to man the ADRs and provide service to their own folks and other clients alike. They very well know the limits of their jurisdiction. They should see the opportunities given them as a call to serve humanity, for which they will be accountable. It must be noted that the cases that come to the ADRs are referrals from the orthodox courts and are mainly domestic in nature, and the rulings and decisions the arbiters make must so go to the courts for endorsement, and sanctions are required by law. Therefore, they must know their limitations. Matters falling under criminal system of crime nature, that is intents and purposes, are for the orthodox courts to handle. No attempt should be made to settle matters of sexual assaults, rape, incest, harassment, and homosexuality in the jurisdiction of ADRs. Also, they must stay away from stealing, murder, assault, attempted suicides, robbery, burglary, and same must be referred to regular courts to handle. Those of us present at this occasion and our dear public, especially in our communities and societies, I ask you to help limit the rate of conflicts in our lives and learn to live together in peace and harmony. Learn to accommodate one another, ensure cooperation and social development, and stay away from avoidable litigations. They cost time and money and are counterproductive. Settle domestic grievance or support settlements at the ADRs when the courts refer to that option. To the judiciary and government, I'm optimistic that the ADR system they have put in place will be giving the requisite support in logistics infrastructure to function effectively. The personnel put in charge will be adequately resourced and motivated to deliver on their mandate. That way, the orthodox courts shall be relieved of the recurrent burden of handling myriads of misdemeanors, seemingly harmless domestic differences. To you, lucky graduate students, all eyes are on you today. Our judiciary system imposes on you a great deal of work. Our communities and society have confidence in you and look up to you to help restore society to normalcy by your fairness and credible settlements. Your decisions must recognize our traditional values and principles, such as live, let others live, give a little and take a little, and I am because we are. These expressions are geared towards peaceful reconciliation of the individual disputants in our society. Indeed, if the alternative dispute resolution concept is to achieve its key objective of ensuring communal justice, fairness, peaceful settlement that restores society to normalcy, then much depends on you. You must not disappoint your people. You must not fail them. I go and thank you.
Let's keep clapping, let's keep clapping. Let's keep clapping. Thank you very much, Nana Echamfo Asafo Boache Ajaman Bones Asafo Ine and Otumfo Akwarumwene. Nana has said it all. At this time, you will take a few announcements. Please, if you have misplaced your phone, don't go to the house.